Right, man on bike, how did we get on? Well, let me tell you. Got that radio on. Andrew, will you turn that bastard radio down? Morning all, welcome back to the channel. Very quick video today. A little challenge going on. We're going to see if we can break the myth in the motor trade. We live and die by a proverb, a Chinese proverb I might add, a very ancient one, which is that man on bike will never buy a car, which means that in the motor trade, car sales places like this one, if you get a man on a bicycle, come on your pitch, looking at your cars, don't waste your time, because he will waste your time and he will never ever end up buying a car off you. It never happens. It's well known in the trade. We live and die by this rule. And my colleague has decided that them odds, which are about 99.9% in favour of man on bike never buying a car, is worth having a go at today. So he's now with a customer. I'll just show you. He's now looking at the cheapest car on the pitch, which is a typical man on bike trait. They usually go for estate cars or the cheapest thing on the pitch, probably just to keep themselves dry during those winter months when they realise a bicycle is a stupid thing to have as a mode of transport when it's raining. Now he's now been in for about 15-20 minutes. We're already in. We've probably got another 25-40 minutes to go now of my colleague's time being wasted. But there's not much else going on today. We've got a power cut going on, so we'll entertain it. But I can almost guarantee it that this man is not going to buy a car, because we've had many on before, and many will follow, and never have I seen one buy a vehicle. Anyway, I've probably got you on tenterhooks now. We'll see if this man buys a car. I shall keep you posted, and I'll give you the results of that just in a few seconds' time. Right, man on bike, how did we get on? Well, let me tell you. Got that radio on. Andrew, will you turn that bastard radio down? Right, sorry about that. I've got him to turn off that radio. It's like bloody Greenfields in there. Anyway, it's the following day. I'm just recording this. You're all probably wondering how we got on with man on bike. Well, I've got a surprise for you. He hasn't been back. He didn't buy a car. Would you believe it? Man on bike didn't buy a car. Typical man on bike story. Come round, show you all the interest. 40 minutes he was with my colleague for, and saying all the right things. He wants to buy, he's definitely going to buy it. He's going to come back in the morning, put a deposit on, blah, blah, blah. Heard it all before. This morning, well, it's gone now, we're in the afternoon. Nowhere to be seen. Not here. So, yeah, typical man on bike. We'll probably never ever see him again. Now, those of you who are unsure what I'm on about, man on bike is not literally a certain man who comes on a bike here. It's not just one person. It's actually something that goes on in the trade, which we do. It's a bit of banter. It's a bit of a jest, we call it like that. But it's a trait that the man who comes in on a bicycle, looking around at cars, he's probably not like to buy one. And it's just something that happens all the time. It's very common. So therefore, that's why it's sort of stuck. Man on bike never buys a car. It's not against cyclists. For us, start getting lots of people in the comments going, you don't like cyclists, you're just hitting on... There's nothing against cyclists. I've got a bike myself. It's not that. It's just you get certain customers that have certain traits, and you just know that there's a very low chance of them ever buying a vehicle, and that's just something we talk about in the trade. The other one is the man who comes in shouting and bawling, saying he's going to buy a car, being dead eccentric. I'm going to buy a car. Who's going to sell me a car? And blah, blah, blah. Waste of time. They ain't buying a car. Customers come in, they walk round, they're sensible, they're quiet usually. They might come and ask you a question. You might go over to them and they'll say, no, thank you, we're just browsing. They're the customers you need to target to try and sell cars to. The eccentric types, people coming in on bicycles, driving around your car pitch, waste of time. Don't be rude to them, but waste of time. Anyway, I know some people will be saying, when I say this, well, didn't you have a man a few months ago come on a bicycle and did buy a car? We did actually. We made a video of it. So that would contradict what I'm saying. However, looking back on that, I've actually decided that that was not technically a man on bike sale. I'm not counting that, and I'll tell you why. Because I mean, if you haven't seen the video, I'll put it in the link description. The guy came on and he did come on a bicycle and did put down a deposit on a car, but it later transpired that one, he didn't drive. Two, it wasn't his car. He wasn't buying it for himself. He was buying it for his girlfriend, and he was told to come down with a deposit. She'd already decided to buy the car. She was local. She'd seen it on Facebook. And he just came down his bicycle and dropped the deposit off. So he wasn't technically a buyer. He was going to be in the car and drove away in it with his girlfriend, but that was it. So I'm not classing that as a actual man on bike sale. They say I've never sold a car to a man on a bicycle ever, although I've had many on in this case, and my last job as well used to come down to my old garage, driving around on bicycles, and I never managed to get one sold. Although one day I think I will. I think one day we will break that curse. Anyway, moving on, sum up the last few days. It's been actually really decent, actually. I think by now you probably would have seen my video come out a few days ago Basically, we've effectively nearly sold out of vehicles. We're down to like 2 or 3 now. It's ridiculous. We've had a real good run on vehicles, which is good. Like I said, we've already talked about that. So anyway, when you're watching this now, I'm still going to be on my holiday. My wife booked a short break for us, and I hope she'll be away while this is going live. So I should be back hopefully in the next couple of days. There is still videos coming out, so don't worry. I haven't left you with no content coming. And hopefully when I get back, there'll definitely be content to film when I get back, because I'm going to be pulling what is left of my hair out, trying to get my cars out, sold cars out, kicking my staff into shape, because I'm no doubt would have had a very relaxed week while I'm away, although they shouldn't be relaxing because there's lots to do. And I'm probably going to come back off my holiday, relax for about 5 minutes, and then the stress will start once again. But do you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe, and check out my other content. We don't always talk about men on bags. We actually do talk about some interesting things, whether it's cars at auctions and everything else in between. Thanks again, and I'll see you all soon.